I'm sick of the lies. The lies. The lies the mainstream sports media tells you Braun fanboys to make you believe LeBron James is the GOAT. He not the GOAT, dog. He not the GOAT. All right? That's the facts. And you already know the deal, the real NBA fans. Oh, yeah, we all know that LeBron James is not the GOAT. But here come the Braun fanboys. Yep, here they come, dog. They're here again, dog. And what do they got to say now? You see, dog, there's something going on here, dog. All right? We look at the game, how it is today. We look at these Braun fanboys all say, oh, the game, all the players, they've gotten so much more skilled. Oh, we're watching the best basketball we've ever seen. Oh, the scorers, they're so much better scorers. Kevin Durant, he's a better scorer than Michael Jordan. James Harden, he's a better scorer than Michael Jordan. LeBron James, he's a better scorer than Michael. LeBron is the best of them all. He has all the points. All the points. He's the all-time leading scorer. So therefore, he's the greatest scorer of them all because he has all the points. Who else has 40K? Any takers? Who else has 40K? Nope. Just my glorious King LeBron. LeBron. Oh, LeBron. Dog. Oh, man. They over here still talking about LeBron got all the points. All right? He's the greatest scorer. He's got over 40K. Dog. Don't nobody care about that 40K, dog. We know how he got it. The real NBA fans, we already know how he got it, dog. All right? Now, in my last video, dog, I looked at LeBron, dog, and how he's picking all these players with points. I already highlighted the fact that a lot of his teams where he actually was trying to force himself to win some rings, some cheap rings, is because he was picking players, dog, who were top 10 in total points in the league's scoring, dog. All right? Anton Jamison was number 6 in 09 or in 08-09. And then the very next year, he'd be on LeBron's team. All right? We already saw that Dwayne Wade was number 4. And then Chris Bosh was number 9. All right? Just the year before they all teamed up on the same team. All right? We saw that Kevin Love was number 4 in total points the year before he joined with LeBron. You see what I'm saying? We saw that Isaiah Thomas was number 3 in total points the year before he joined LeBron. You see what I'm saying? And we saw that Anthony Davis was number 3 in total points the year before LeBron actually tried to join with him. All right? These are the facts, dog. All right? And now LeBron has joined with the number 1 scorer in total points from last year, or not from 23-24, Luka Doncic. And you got to play with him, dog. Crazy trade happened, dog. All right? We see the kind of players that he needs on his side, dog. That's what we see. He needs these kinds of players to even have a chance of winning, dog. That's not GOAT material, dog. That's not GOAT material. All right? We can look at his points, dog. And these Braun fanboys, you see, I already did a video, dog, a while back talking about Braun fanboys think LeBron is the greatest scorer of all time. All right? I also did a video where these Braun fanboys, they're always talking about, oh, he got 40K. And now I'm going to do another video, dog. We're going to look at who the true GOAT is, dog. And that's Michael Jordan, dog. You're going to see, dog. I'm going to present you with some facts, all right? Some facts that the mainstream sports media, they ain't bringing up, dog. They ain't bringing this stuff up, all right? But this is some stuff that was very eye-opening when I did my research, dog. Jordan, is a true GOAT, dog. All right? Jordan, he's got to be the greatest scorer, dog. He's got to be. And you're about to see why, dog. You're about to see why. Come on. Come with me. Let's take a look. You see what you're looking at right now, dog, is a list, dog. It's a list of all the players, dog. Every player who scored at least 2,000 points. At least 2,000 total points in a full regular season. Or just a season in general, dog. 2,000 points, dog. All right? Now, everybody wants to talk about how much the game has evolved and how great the scorers have become and blah, blah, blah. That's nonsense, dog. All right? Because the first player in NBA history, you know, because this list is generally in order, you know, the first player in NBA history to score 2,000 points in the season was George Yardley. All right? Now, everybody on this list, if it just has their name, that means they did it just one time. And if it got a parentheses with a number, that shows the number of times that player actually did it. All right? Now, that was in 1958. All right? 1958, George Yardley, he scored 2,000 points in the season. All right? 3 years later, three years later, Wilt Chamberlain scored 3,000 points in the season, dog. All right? So we had one player to score 2,000. The first time that happened, 3 years later, we had a player score 3,000. And then that same player ended up scoring 4,000. And then he ended up scoring 3,000 again. That's Wilt Chamberlain, dog. All right? So no player since Wilt Chamberlain, all right, has scored 4,000 points in the season. No player since Wilt Chamberlain has scored over 3,500 points in the season. All right? That's how much the scoring has evolved, dog. Nobody has ever gotten near that. Michael Jordan, he had a 3,000 point season, 3,041 points. Okay. And that's it. No other player, all right, has hit 3,000. All right? No other player except Michael Jordan. So we can kiss the 3,000s and 4,000s goodbye. All we can look at is 2,000s, dog. And if we look throughout league history, dog, at all these players who led the league in total points, they're all leading by 2,000 something, dog. All right? 2,000 something. All right? Not 3,000, not 4,000. So how much has the game truly evolved, dog? Really? How much has it truly evolved? Not much at all. Anyway, let's look at these players, dog. George Yardley. All right. There's 98 total players, by the way. 98 total players who have scored at least 2,000 points in the season. We have George Yardley, Bob Pettit, Wilt Chamberlain, Jack Twyman, Elgin Baylor, Oscar Robertson, Walt Bellamy, Jerry West, Richie Garrett, Sam Jones, Rick Barry, Dave Bing, Elvin Hayes, Earl the Pearl Monroe, that is, Bill Cunningham, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Lou Hudson, John Havlicek, Bob Love, Jeff Petrie, Tiny Archibald, Gail Goodrich, Bob Lanier, Sidney Wicks, Spencer Haywood, Pete Maravich, Charlie Scott, Bob McAdoo, David Thompson, Billy Knight, George Gervin, Randy Smith, Paul Westphal, World Be Free, Moses Malone, Julius Erving, Adrian Dantley, Mike Mitchell, Alex English, Kiki Vandeweghe, Mark Aguirre, Bernard King, Larry Bird, Michael Jordan, Dominique Wilkins, Purvis Short, Dale Ellis, Kevin McHale, Karl Malone, Charles Barkley, Clyde Drexler, Chris Mullin, Tom Chambers, Hakeem Olajuwon, Patrick Ewing, Reggie Miller, David Robinson, Shaquille O'Neal, Glenn Rice, Mitch Richmond, Vince Carter, Jerry Stackhouse, Allen Iverson, Paul Pierce, Tracy McGrady, Anton Jamison, Tim Duncan, Kobe Bryant, Dirk Nowitzki, LeBron James, Amari Stoudemire. Oh, wait. LeBron James. Oh, wait. That says LeBum James. Oh, that's a typo. Oops. That was a mistake. I'm sorry. Here, let me fix that. Okay. LeBron James, Amari Stoudemire, Gilbert Arenas, Carmelo Anthony, Dwayne Wade, Michael Redd, Kevin Durant, Derrick Rose, James Harden, Kevin Love, Stephen Curry, Russell Westbrook, Isaiah Thomas, Anthony Davis, Karl Anthony Towns, Damian Lillard, DeMar DeRozan, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Paul George, Kemba Walker, Bradley Beal, Trae Young, Joel Embiid, Jason Tatum, Nikola Jokic, Shai Alexander, Luka Doncic, Jalen Brunson, and Anthony Edwards. Whew. 98 players, dog. 98. All right? 98. Now, over the course of NBA history, dog, over the course of the NBA, dog, approximately 5,000 players have played in this league, dog. 5,000, dog. All right? And there are 98, dog, just 98 out of the 5,000 that have ever been able to do this, dog. All right? Out of these 98 players, 46 of them are top 75 players, dog. And out of those 46, 13 of those players don't even have rings, dog. Carmelo, Charles Barkley, Elgin Baylor, Dave Bing, Patrick Ewing, George Gervin, James Harden, Allen Iverson, Damian Lillard, Karl Malone, Pistol Pete, Reggie Miller, and Dominique Wilkins, dog. All right? We look at all these, 13 of them don't even have rings, but they scored 2,000 in a season, dog. All right? Now, one thing we can do, looking at this list, dog, looking at these players and looking at some players, they've done it more than once, dog. Some players have done it more than twice. Some players have done it more than 3 times, dog. But let's look at the players who have done it at least, let's say 6 times, all right? At least 6 times you've done it, dog. And that's pretty crazy, all right? Who's done it at least 6 times? Wilt Chamberlain, he's done it 7 times. Oscar Robertson, he's done it 7 times. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, he's done it 9 times. We've got George Gervin, he's done it 6 times. Alex English, he did it 8 times. And crazy thing about him, he did it 8 times consecutively, dog. That's insane. And that's the second longest streak of seasons in scoring 2,000 points or more. And which era did he play in? Oh, yeah. No, LeBron fanboys, they don't want to talk about that. No, the league evolved. It evolved. Michael Jordan, he's done it 11 times. Dominique Wilkins, he's done it 8 times. Oh, wait, Dominique Wilkins, didn't he play in the... No, we don't want to talk about that. Karl Malone, he did it 12 times. Wait, Karl Malone, didn't he play? No, we don't want to talk about that either. All right? Kobe Bryant, he did it 8 times. LeBron James, he did it 10 times. Oh, wow. Double digits. Oh, wow. He's right up there with Jordan and Karl Malone, isn't he? Yeah. And then Kevin Durant did it 7 times. James Harden did it 7 times. And that's it. All right? Those are the players who've done it at least 6 times. Okay? Which is impressive. It's impressive. But if we look at all these players from LeBron's era, all right, we only got Kevin Durant and James Harden. And then we got Kobe Bryant, because Kobe did kind of play when LeBron was playing. You know what I'm saying? And then we got LeBron with 10. So he's the best in his era, I suppose you could say, because of how many seasons he has scored at least 2,000 points. But then we look at how many seasons he's played as a starter in the league, and it's been 22 seasons, dog. So less than half of his 22 seasons, he has scored at least 2,000 points. As a matter of fact, LeBron James, he hasn't scored 2,000 points since 2018, dog. 2018, all right? That was 7 years ago, all right? He hasn't scored 2,000 plus points in a season in 7 freaking years, dog. He's done. He's been done. But these Bron fanboys, they don't seem to understand that. They look at the per game stats and they say, oh, he's still at the level he was. No, he's not, dog. All right? He's not. It's easy to manipulate these stats, but he's not getting anywhere near the same amount of points, all right, that he was getting in previous seasons. Okay? These are the facts. But we look at the 10 and we go, oh, wow, 10. That's double digits. That's right. Michael has 11. LeBron has 10. Now, let me tell you something, dog. Okay? Michael Jordan, he on a whole completely different level than LeBron James. All right? You see what I'm saying? Whole completely different level. All right? LeBron, you might think, oh, well, he has 10 2,000 plus point seasons. He's right there with Michael. Okay. You are not factoring in the potency of Michael's scoring, dog. You're not factoring that in at all. All right? You're just looking at the number of 2,000 point seasons. And you're crediting LeBron as, he's a great scorer. But here's what's going to separate the men from the boys, dog. Here's going to separate the true big-time scorers. I'm talking real big-time, dog. From the fake-time, small-time scorers, dog. Let's look at 2,500 points in a season, all right? Who has scored at least 2,500, not 2,000, but 2,500 in a season? Now, as of right now, we're looking at 98 players, dog. 98 players who've done 2,000 at least once. Well, let's up the ante. Let's push it to 2,500. And let's see what the list looks like after that. And we look at the list and whoa. Are we serious? Are we serious? There's hardly anybody on this list now. It looks like, how many players is that? Looks like only 14, dog. Just 14. All right? Wilt Chamberlain, Michael Jordan, we got Kobe Bryant, Bob McAdoo, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, James Harden, Rick Barry, Elgin Baylor, Tiny Archibald, Kevin Durant, George Gervin, Russell Westbrook, Karl Malone, Moses Malone. I don't see LeBron on this list at all, dog. I don't see LeBron anywhere on this list. All right? Nowhere to be found. All right? So out of all the players who've had 2,000 plus points, double-digit times, all right? LeBron is the only one who has 0 seasons of 2,500 plus points. All right? 0. You see what I'm saying? So he's not nearly as potent a scorer, all right, as the caliber of a Michael Jordan, anything like that, dog. Kevin Durant made the list. Russell Westbrook made the list, dog. All right? Kobe Bryant made the list. You see what I'm saying? James Harden made the list. All right? These are all players from LeBron's era, dog. All of them from LeBron's era. They made the list. LeBron did not make the list at all, dog. Okay? But let's take it a step further, dog. Let's take it a step further. Let's look at how many players on this 2,500 plus points list, how many players have done it more than once? More than once. Let's look at the list after that. Whoa. And now the list has shrunk even more substantially, dog. And we have literally only 5 players in NBA history. Just 5, dog. Out of approximately 5,000 players that ever played this game, only 5 players, dog, in NBA history have ever scored 2,500 plus points in a season more than one time. All right? George Gervin, Elgin Baylor, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Michael Jordan, and Wilt Chamberlain. All right? And the one who's done it the most, all right, Wilt Chamberlain, he's done it 7 times, dog. 7 times he's in the lead. And Wilt, when did he do that? How long ago was that? That was in the 60s, dog. You see what I'm saying? The one who's done it the most times, he did it right, literally in a stretch of seasons after the first 2,000 point game was ever scored, dog. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Let's look how, I'm going to look at the times he did it, dog. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He did it 7 times, dog. 7 times. Literally, the first person to score 2,000 points in a season was George Yardley. In 1959, it was Bob Pettit. And then from 60 to 66, it was all Wilt. All right? Scoring more than 2,500 points in a season. All right? You see what I'm saying? This is what we're looking at, dog. This is what we're looking at. You say the game has evolved. The scorers have evolved. No, they have not. All right? You see what I'm saying? Now, let me give you another fun fact, dog. Another fun fact. Because Wilt Chamberlain, oh man, yeah, he's a great scorer, great scorer. Great scorer, really? Is he the greatest? I don't know, dog. I just don't know. You see? Because when you look at it, dog, all these 2,500 plus point seasons that Wilt has, all 7 of them, all right? None of them led to any kind of championship success for his team. He won 0 championships by scoring all those points, dog. All right? As a matter of fact, there have only been 3 championships, dog, in NBA history. Just 3 that have ever been won by a player that scored 2,500 plus points in a season. All right? Only 3 have ever been won by scoring 2,500 plus. All right? Michael Jordan, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Those are the 3 championships, dog. Michael Jordan has 2. Kareem has 1. And those are the only 2 players, dog, in NBA history that could score that much, 2,500 plus, and win a championship. All right? Michael Jordan did it in 1991 and 1993. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar did it in 1971 with the Bucks. All right? Now, in terms of the 2,500 plus, it never got to 2,600. Okay? Michael Jordan, 2,580, 2,520. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 2,596. So literally, throughout NBA history, dog, 0 players, 0, have won a championship and scored at least 2,600 points in a season in the process of leading up to that, dog. All right? But no, below 2,600 seems to be the cap. That seems to be the limit, dog. All right? And the only ones who could actually win by crossing the 2,500 point threshold are Michael and Kareem. All right? These guys, what eras were they playing in? All right? We're talking 80s. We're talking 90s. All right? This is the only kind of scorers that could actually help you win a championship like that. Well, no, it's not the 80s and 90s. As a matter of fact, it's just the 90s. And Wilt's, his is actually in 71. So Wilt in 1971 did it. All right, 20 years later, Michael Jordan did it. And then 2 years after that, Michael Jordan did it again. You see what I'm saying? This is insane, dog. Nobody is scoring like that, scoring that many points in a season and still winning a championship. Only 2 players, just 2, dog, have ever done it, dog. All right? Just 2. And we look at LeBron, he hasn't even scored 2,500. Couldn't even possibly make the list, dog. But let's go back to this 2,000 points in a season, dog. Let's go back to 2,000 points in a season, dog. I want to look at the players, dog. All right? I want to look at the players who scored at least 2,000 points in a season, dog. And I want to look at how many champions How many won a championship as a result, dog? All right. We've got Michael Jordan. All 6 of his championships have been won by scoring at least 2,000 points in a season. That's the highest on the list, by the way. No other player in NBA history has even done it more than twice. All right? Michael Jordan, all 6 of his championships came from scoring at least 2,000 points in a season, dog. No other player in NBA history has even done it more than twice. Okay? Now, the other names, we got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, just newly added SGA. We've got Rick Barry. We've got Shaq, who's done it twice. Kareem's done it twice also, by the way. Kobe Bryant, he has done it twice. All right? And one of the times he did it, he was actually playing with Shaq. Yeah. Yeah. Gail Goodrich has done it once. Larry Bird has done it once. Sam Jones has done it once. Dwayne Wade has done it once. And LeBron James has also done it once. Okay? Once. He has 4 rings. He's only done it once. He's only scored 2,000 points in a season to get a ring one time. And that was on which team? Which team do you think it was? Obviously, the superest team of the super, dog. The super team in Miami, dog. When he joined up with Dwayne Wade, who was the number 4 leader in total points, and Chris Bosh, who was the number 9 leader in total points, while LeBron was number 3 leader in total points. All right? That's the only way he can score that kind of amount of points in a season and still end up winning a championship that same year, dog. He needs 2 other players who are top 10 in total points to even achieve that feat. So I can't even give him full credit, for what he did. All right? Can't do it. Now, we look at Michael Jordan. Well, let's count how many players this is, dog. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Just 12 players in NBA history. So 12 out of 98, dog. 98 out of 98 players in NBA history who scored at least 2,000 points in a season. Only 12 of them actually have won a championship, dog. Only 12 of them have actually won a championship after scoring 2,000 plus points in a season, dog. Just 12. All right? Out of the 12, only 5 of them have done it more than once. All right? Hakeem Olajuwon, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and Michael Jordan. All right? That's it. That's who we got, dog. All right? So there's a big difference between putting up a whole bunch of points, because there's lots of players who can put up points, dog. There's players who can put up points, 2,000 plus points for multiple seasons. All right? The longest streak of it belongs to Karl Malone, who did it 11 consecutive times and 12 times total. All right? He has 0 rings, dog. All right? Wilt Chamberlain. He's had 3,000 point season. He had a 4,000 point season. All right? None of those led to a championship, dog. He did not win a championship as a result of that, dog. All right? So we can look at players pile up points and try to score as much as they can, but has the game really, truly evolved when the only players who could score 2,000 plus points, all right, and actually win a championship, we can look at the eras, dog. We can look at the players, all right? We got MJ, Kareem, Rick Barry. We got Shaq. We got Kobe. We got Hakeem. We got Gail Goodrich, Larry Bird, Sam Jones, all right? And the most recent players that we could say played with LeBron, we could say Shaq, Kobe, him, and Dwayne Wade. All right? And now SGA. Okay? So that's 5 for his era, and that's 7 for the previous eras combined. All right? Doesn't look too even, does it? All right? But I want to go even further, dog, because Michael Jordan, I mean, look, he had all 6 of his championships, dog. All 6 of them. He scored at least 2,000 points in a season and then won the championship, dog. No player has even done it more than twice except MJ. All right? But let's look at these 98 players, dog. Look at these 98 players that scored at least 2,000 plus points in a season. Scottie Pippen is not on this list, dog. All right? Horace Grant is not on this list. Steve Kerr, Tony Kukoc, they are not on this list, dog. All right? But I see some players that LeBron played with. I see some players that... So I started getting curious, dog. I said, you know what? Let's take a look. Let's look at how many of these 2,000 plus season players. As a matter of fact, not even that, because we know Magic Johnson, he's not on the list either. Magic Johnson isn't on the list. But we're going to include him. We're going to include Bill Russell too, even though he's not on this list. All right? We're going to include Bill Russell. And who else are we missing? I'm gonna even put Hakeem. I'm gonna even throw in Steph Curry, dog. I want to see these players, dog. The top 10 to 12 players in the league, dog. All right? I want to see how many of them had teammates that also scored 2,000 plus points in a season. At any point in their careers, dog. At any point. Whether before or after. All right? So we're going to start with Wilt Chamberlain, dog. And we see that he played with Elgin Baylor, Jerry West, Billy Cunningham, and Gail Goodrich, dog. He's played with 4 different players, dog, who also scored 2,000 plus points in a season at some point. All right? But, you know, some people, they get all antsy. These Bron fanboys, well, you don't know what point they were in their career. So I also wanted to see how many of these players, all right, did Wilt need to win at least 1 ring, all right? Oh, and it's 3, dog. Freaking 3 different players, dog. 3 of the 4 he needed on his team to win at least 1 ring. All right? As a matter of fact, he hasn't won a single ring without another teammate that has also scored 2,000 plus points in a season. We look at Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He's played with 7 different players on this list, dog. 7. Okay? And out of those 7 players, how many did he actually have on a championship team for at least one of the rings, dog? 3 of them. 3 of them. Just like Wilt Chamberlain. Okay. Let's move on, dog. Larry Bird. How many players on this list did Larry Bird play with? And it's 3. Okay. We got Pistol Pete. We got Tiny Archibald. We got Kevin McHale. And how many of these players did he actually win a ring with? Oh, and it's 2. 2 of them. Archibald and McHale. Okay. Let's go on to Hakeem Olajuwon. And we see that he's played with 5 different players, dog. 5 different players on this list who scored at least 2,000 points in a season, dog. And how many did he need for a ring? Oh, it's just 1. Just 1. So he's the lowest so far, dog. Hakeem has only needed 1. Clyde Drexler. That's it. Let's look at Shaq. And Shaq, he's the highest on this list so far. Look, he's played with 8 different players on this list, dog. 8 of them, dog. All right? He's played with Karl Malone. He's played with Glenn Rice. I mean, he's played with Kobe Bryant. He's played with Anton Jameson. He's played with LeBron James. He's played with Amari Stoudemire. He's played with Dwayne Wade. He's played with Paul Pierce. So, how many did he actually need for a ring, though? Let's see. 3 of them. 3 of them, dog. Glenn Rice, Kobe Bryant, and Dwayne Wade. All right, so Shaq, he's at the 3, just like Wilt, just like Kareem. All right? Now, Larry Bird, he has 2, and Hakeem has 1. All right? So we see where the score is right now. Let's move on. How many has Kobe played with on this list? Oh, not as many as Shaq. All right? And he only played with some of them because Shaq was there trying to get all these players. But he's only played with 4. All right? And the only one he played with without Shaq was Anton Jameson. And that was like later on, much later on, like 2012-13 season or something like that. You know? One of his last healthy years, I think, before he got hurt or something like that. So he's only played with 4. Now, how many did he need to actually win a ring? And lo and behold, oh no, it's just Glenn Rice and Shaq. He's needed 2. He's needed 2, all right, for at least a ring. And so Kobe, he's played with 2 for championships. And that brings us to LeBron James. And what's going on here with LeBron, dog? He played with how many of these guys? How many? 11? 11? He's the only player we've come across that's in the double digits, dog. He's played with 11 different players out of 2,000 or out of the 98 players on here. He's played with 11 of them that scored at least 2,000 points in a season, dog. He's played with 11 of them. This dude only has 4 rings. He played with 11 of these guys. And how many has he needed to actually win a ring? And he's at 3 as well. Just like Wilt, just like Kareem, just like Shaq. All right? Here's LeBron. He has needed 3 of these guys to win at least 1 ring. Oh man, that's brutal. Let's move on to Tim Duncan. Now Tim Duncan, how refreshing. How refreshing after we just looked at what LeBron did. Playing with 11 of them, that's absolutely ridiculous. But here's Tim Duncan. He's only played with 1. And how many has he needed? We don't have to change the graphic. Just 1. Just 1. The one that he played with is the one that he won with. But he also won some rings without David Robinson. We look at Magic Johnson. Oh, Magic Johnson. He's only played with 3 other players that have scored at least 2,000 plus points in a season. Believe it or not. Yeah, James Worthy is not on this list. No Norm Nixon, no Jamal Wilkes. They're not on this list, dog. This is a whole different kind of tier, dog. All right? And he's only played with Kareem, Spencer Haywood, and Bob McAdoo. And he's needed all 3 of them, though, all right, to win his rings. He's won a ring with each of them. You know what I'm saying? So they've all been included in at least one of his championship rings. But he's only played with 3, dog. Not 11, like LeBron, who's by far way up there, dog. So we got all the 3s, dog. We have Wilt, we have Kareem, we have Shaq, we have LeBron, we have Magic, dog. All right? The only ones under 3 so far are Larry Bird, Hakeem Olajuwon, and Kobe Bryant. Okay?
Oh, and Tim Duncan, too. Tim Duncan. Can't forget him.
We look at Bill Russell. He's only played with 2. Believe it or not, he's only played with 2 players that scored at least 2,000 plus points in a season. He needed them both to win at least 1 ring, right? But he's only played with 2. Sam Jones and John Havlicek. That's it. All right? Not as many as Wilt. He hasn't played with as many as Wilt. Wilt played with 4. All right? 4. Bill Russell played with 2. Okay? We can keep trying to make excuses for why Wilt couldn't win, but Wilt had more firepower, all right, than Bill Russell ever had, dog. Okay? As far as offensive teammates. Okay? That's the reality, dog. He's just a freaking loser, dog. Just like LeBron. All right? Bill Russell has only played with 2. So he joins the 2 group, the 2 and under group. All right? Bill Russell. Just for fun, I threw in Steph Curry. Let's see how many players on this list Steph Curry teamed up with, at some point or another. And there's only one, just one, Kevin Durant. That's it. That's it. Just Kevin Durant, dog. He didn't have to get 11 different players like LeBron. He just had one, and he won 2 rings with him, all right? So Curry joins the 1 group with just him and Hakeem. Literally him and Hakeem so far are the only 2 players that I've mentioned that have only played with 1 player that scored at least 2,000 plus points in a season, dog. Just him and Hakeem.
Oh, and Tim Duncan, too. Tim Duncan.
And now we get to Michael Jordan, dog, and let's see how many of the players on this list he actually played with. And it's just 2, George Gervin and Jerry Stackhouse, dog. All right? 1, when he had the broken foot season, George Gervin came in. And 2, when he was playing on the Wizards, he played with Jerry Stackhouse. But as we know, dog, none of these players has he needed to win a ring, making Michael Jordan the only player on this list that has not won a ring with another player that has scored at least 2,000 plus points in a season, dog. All 6, he has 6 rings. All 6 of them did not come from teaming up with anybody who had scored at least 2,000 plus points in a season. He is the lone scorer, all right, standing by himself above everyone else. Everyone else has won a ring with at least one of these other guys, one of these other 98 guys, dog, all right? At least one of them, all right? Michael Jordan, the only one out of these players who hasn't played with any of these guys to win a ring, dog. All right? He's the only one. What does that say, dog?
I mean, in all honesty, I was trying to beat those guys. I don't know if they would have been on my team,
And everybody else, their maximum caps out at 3. All right? Their maximum caps out at 3. Michael Jordan is the only one who's at a 0. He's played with none of them to win a ring, dog. Not one.
I mean, in all honesty, I was trying to beat those guys. I don't know if they would have been on my team,
Kobe's played with 2. Hakeem has played with 1. All right? Larry Bird has played with 2. You see what I'm saying? Bill Russell played with 2. You see what I'm saying? Tim Duncan played with 1. All right? But in terms of Michael Jordan, he's played with none of these guys, dog. Not a single one of them to win a ring, dog. All right? And as we know, he is also the only player in NBA history who scored at least 2,500 points in a season and still won a championship more than one time. All right? This is a guy who has 11 2,000 plus point seasons, dog. All right? This is a guy with 6 2,500 plus point seasons, dog. This is a guy with 10 scoring titles. This is a guy who led the league in total points as a rookie, dog. This is a guy for his first 11 full seasons in the league. All right? He led the league in total points in each one of them, dog. With over 2,000 points every single time. Okay? We have never seen a scorer like Michael Jordan, dog. Never. All right? And yeah, Karl Malone, he has 12 seasons of 2,000 plus points or more. But he has 0 rings. All right? 0. Okay? And if we look at the players on this list, the 98 players, I believe Karl Malone hasn't played with anyone on this list either. It's just been him, dog. That's what I believe. I can double check just to make sure. Oh, no, never mind. He played with Adrian Dantley in his Utah years. Adrian Dantley and Tom Chambers. And then, of course, when he went to the Lakers, Kobe and Shaq. So, no, he's played with 4 of them as well. You see what I'm saying? So, this guy, Mike, he's had the most purposeful points in NBA history, dog. If you think about it, he hasn't played with any other guys who have done this, dog, to win a ring, dog. All right? It was just him every single time. No scorers like that as his teammates, dog. Ever. Okay? Never. All right? But these Bron fanboys, they're still over here talking about Pippen. Pippen ain't never scored 2,000 points in a season, dog. Never. All right? Never even got close. Most he ever got in a season was, 1,720? 1,720. And when did he get that? When he was playing with Michael Jordan. That's the most points he ever scored in a season in his career, dog. Was playing alongside Michael Jordan. All right? He never scored that much in his career ever. All right? Except for one season with Michael Jordan leading the way. All right? Even when Michael Jordan retired, Scottie Pippen never scored 1,700 anything in a season without Mike. All right? Never. Okay? We already know Scottie, he's played with some guys on this list too. He's played with one of the most prolific in Michael Jordan and got 6 rings as a result. But he's never scored anything like that. Okay? He was fortunate to play with him, honestly. If we're just looking at scoring, dog, this is just scoring. Let's not even talk about the defense. All right? If this isn't any kind of proof, any kind of substance, all right, of Michael Jordan being the obvious GOAT, all right, LeBron doesn't fit the bill, dog. He does not fit the bill. He's never even scored 2,500 in a season, dog. All right? When it comes to scoring, he's not there. All right? Only ones to score 2,500 in LeBron's era, dog. Kobe, Kevin, James, and I think Russell Westbrook. That's it. Which is funny. It's either Kobe Bryant or 3 players that played on the Thunder. That's it. That's it. Not LeBron, not even Steph, dog. All right? But we want to give him all kinds of credit for all these points he's accumulated. All right? When the potency, of the points he's getting per season isn't anywhere near the top elite scorers, all right, that we've seen in NBA's history, dog. All right? And as all the players that have done 2,500 plus points in a season more than once, only one is in LeBron's era. That's Kobe Bryant, dog. Just Kobe. Nobody else. All right? And you wonder why people are all talking about Kobe. Kobe's better than LeBron. But they don't want to hear that. LeBron fanboys, they don't want to hear that. Kobe has more all-defensive selections than LeBron, too. No, they don't want to hear that. Kobe has more championships than LeBron, too. They don't want to hear that. All right? They want to talk about some MVPs and some finals MVPs. That's what they want to talk about. All right? When Kobe has won more championships scoring 2,000 plus points in a season than LeBron. All right? He's won 2 that way. One of them with Shaq. One of them without Shaq. But we all want to say, for all 3 of the rings, Kobe was just being carried, dog. When literally there have only been, what is it? 12? 12 players in NBA history. That's it. Just 12, dog. Or let me count again. Yeah, 12. Just 12 who have actually won a championship from scoring 2,000 plus points in a season, dog. All right? Just 12. Kobe's on that list, dog. And he's one of the few players to do it twice because there's only been 5 players to do it twice. But they want to say Kobe got carried by Shaq. Absolute nonsense. You see what I'm saying? How can you score 2,000 plus points in a regular season and then say you're getting carried by Shaq? All right? LeBron ain't never had a teammate score 2,000 plus points in a season. But everybody wants to talk about he be carrying people too. But LeBron doesn't allow these guys to be as successful. He brings them onto the team so they can distract, so they can deflect, they can be decoys, so he can get his free runs to the basket. Because the real scorers are out there. And the real scorers can get some real buckets. They're the real threats, all right? He always needed one of them to win a ring, dog. Always. He needed Dwayne Wade, all right? He needed Kevin Love. He did. Okay? You don't believe me? Why not? When Kyrie left, didn't he go to the finals again without Kyrie? Okay? He needed Isaiah Thomas too, didn't he? To get to the finals without Kyrie. All right? He needed Anthony Davis. Okay? Michael Jordan didn't need any of these guys to win a ring, and he won 6 championships. And that's the most championships in NBA history, dog, to win without having another guy who could give you 2,000 plus points in a season, dog. That's the most. All right? Who else is doing this? All right? Not even Tim Duncan, dog. Tim Duncan, he won 2 with David Robinson. 3 without him. Michael won 6 without any of these guys, dog. Without any of them. Okay? He's the lone scorer standing on top of the mountain by himself, dog. All right? He's truly the greatest scorer the game has ever seen. He led the league in points as a rookie, dog. Led the league in points. He scored 2,000 plus points as a rookie. All right? 2,000 plus. Okay? And he led the entire league. Okay? The last player to lead the entire league in points as a rookie is Michael Jordan, dog. That's who it is. Michael Jordan. All right? Just Mike. Okay? Nobody since has been able to just come into the league and do that, dog. But you want to talk about, the game is so far evolved. No, it's not. I got definite proof of that. And I'm going to expose it in the next video. But until then, dog, LeBron James is... Wait a second. Let's put me back on camera. LeBron James is not the GOAT. He not the GOAT, dog. He not the GOAT.